ketemu bareng Jelita Gabriela dan juga sudah ada Bobby Teguh di sini.
Halo.
Halo Bobby, gimana kabarnya?
Alhamdulillah baik.
Luar
Akhirnya
biasa, ya?
kita ketemu hari ini.
Yes,
kita nonton bareng hari ini.
Akhirnya kita ketemu, nonton bareng juga Hexagon Cup 2026, Bobby.
Ini sudah saya tunggu-tunggu soalnya.
Yes, ini menarik banget.
Betul.
Karena generally Hexagon Cup 2026 ini bukan sekedar turnamen biasa, Bob.
Betul sekali.
Tapi di bawah moto for the fans, for the player, for the game, ajang ini mengubah padel jadi sebuah kompetisi yang penuh gengsi, Bob.
Betul.
Kompetisi generally Hexagon Cup ini akan semakin panas, Bob.
Betul sekali.
Karena terdapat 8 tim elit yang dipimpin oleh nama-nama besar dunia olahraga.
Luar biasa.
Menarik sekali,
Menarik
kan?
sekali.
Dan setiap tim ini diperkuat oleh 6 pemain terbaik dunia.
Betul.
Yang bertanding dalam 3 kategori.
Betul sekali.
Pria, wanita, dan juga next gen. Dan hari ini kita akan disuguhkan dengan 3 pertandingan besar yang akan kita saksikan bersama nih, Bob.
Betul sekali. Tapi ya cerita ya, nggak cuma itu aja, karena keunikan Hexagon Cup ini tidak berhenti di situ saja.
Yes.
Karena kita punya satu tim spesial tentunya. Tahu nggak apa kira-kira?
Siapa itu?
Siapa itu? Kita punya Hexagon Team.
Wow.
Kenapa spesial? Karena Hexagon Team ini dipilih langsung oleh penggemar melalui fan voting tentunya.
Wow, menarik
keren, kan?
banget. Nah, Bob, dari
Yes.
8 tim elit yang sudah kita sebutkan tadi,
Betul.
kira-kira mana nih, Bob, yang tim yang paling Bobby jagokan?
Aduh, ini agak susah sih sebenarnya. Tapi saya percaya teman-teman di rumah dan juga saya, kita punya 3 tim nih, ya. 3 tim yang kalau menurut saya itu kelihatan lebih lebih bukan lebih hebat, semuanya hebat. Tapi ini 3 tim yang menurut saya yang saya jagokan.
Yes.
Ini yang pertama ya, kita ada yang namanya yang paling jelas ini juara bertahan, ya, back to back tahun lalu menang dan tahun ini semoga juga menang. Kita punya klub padel karena mereka punya mental juara yang sangat luar biasa nih.
Yes.
Yang kedua, masih banyak juga yang menjagokan tim Bella.
Yes.
Ya, tim Bella karena menurut saya tim Bella itu, dia punya salah satu pemain yang smashnya luar biasa. Belum ada yang
luar biasa.
Arturo Coelho yang belum ngalahin smashnya ya.
Yes.
Dan yang ketiga, ini ada tim dari Rapanadel Academy, di mana ada ini ada reuni dari pasangan Alex Rui dan juga Stupa. Dan gak cuma itu aja, ada yang female juga. Ini dua-duanya udah combo double pokoknya.
Betul sekali, Bob. Dan tidak asing ya.
Tidak asing.
Dengan nama Marta Ortega ini adalah juara dunia nomor 1.
Nomor 1.
Wanita lagi.
Wanita lagi.
Pas
Ya.
banget nih, Bob. Pada pertandingan hari ini tentunya 2 tim favorit tersebut akan memulai pertarungan mereka di lapangan.
Saya udah gak sabar pengen lihat.
Betul sekali, Bob. Dan kita akan melihat bagaimana ini match pertama nanti.
Yap.
Akan ada Rafa Nadal Academy dengan Alex Rui yang reuni dengan Francois Stupacuk untuk menghadapi gempuran Javi Garrido dan Tino Libak dari tim 11-11, Bob. Dan kita melihat juga bagaimana match kedua nanti sang juara bertahan klub padel yang
Tim saya.
siapa tahu
Tim saya.
Yes, siapa tahu di musim ini mereka bisa back to back ya dengan
Betul.
kemenangan yang diwakili Sofia Araujo dan Claudia Jensen akan ditantang oleh
Betul.
2 tangguh 11-11 yaitu Paula Jo, Jose Maria dan Alejandra Alonso. Kita juga melihat bagaimana match ketiga nanti ada tim Rafa Nadal Academy kembali turun melalui Marta Ortega dan Gemma Trier. Mereka akan berhadapan dengan tim milik Robert Lewandowski,
Yes,
RL9,
betul sekali.
yang mengandalkan Andrea Ustero dan Ariana Sanchez. Bobby dan juga Sport Friend pasti udah nggak sabar dan juga
Udah nggak
penasaran
sabar
ya.
banget sih.
Oke, selengkapnya setelah yang satu ini, jangan kemana-mana, tetap di Hexagon Cup 2026. Sport Friend dan juga Bobby, kembali lagi kita di Hexagon Cup 2026. Nah, ini untuk pecinta padel, saatnya kita fokus ke lapangan ya, Bob.
Betul
ya?
sekali.
Karena match akan segera dimulai.
Dan tentunya Jel ya, dan teman-teman semua dari tim Rafa Nadal Academy, kita punya Francois Stupacuk,
Yes.
penghuni peringkat rank 5 dunia.
Wow.
Dengan poin yang sangat kompetitif tentunya. Dan didampingi oleh Alex Rui yang berada di peringkat rank 23.
Dan diikuti oleh tim 11-11 nih, Bob.
Yes, betul.
Ada Javi Garrido dan juga Tino Libak. Kita melihat bersama bagaimana percaya dirinya ya bahwa akan memenangkan pertandingan hari ini. Kelihatan banget persiapannya mateng nih.
Betul sekali ya, seperti yang kita lihat mereka sudah punya trik dan trik untuk memenangkan hari ini ya.
Yes.
Dan sementara itu ya Jel ya,
Yes.
dari 11-11 jangan remehkan Happy Garrido.
Yes.
Pemain peringkat rank 19 yang dikenal sebagai hitter nih ya. Salah satu hitter paling berbahaya di lapangan. Dan ia berpasangan dengan talenta muda Argentina.
Wow, siapa
kita
itu?
Tino Liba.
Wow.
Yang kini berada di peringkat rank 43.
Wih.
Keren gak tuh?
Ada yang menarik juga nih Bob di pertandingan kali ini. Kalau kita membahas nama Alex Rui,
betul.
Dia dikenal dengan julukan Kapten.
Kapten. Luar biasa.
Ini karena inspirasi dia yang tetap berkompetisi di level elit meski menderita diabetes tipe 1.
Betul sekali.
Karena ketangguhan fisiknya ini makanya dipanggil atau dijuluki Kapten, Bob.
Betul sekali. Tapi sementara itu kita juga punya yang namanya ada Franco Stupacuk.
Yes.
Dijuluki anak super.
Wow.
Tahu kenapa?
Kenapa tuh,
Karena
Bob?
dia sudah memenangkan turnamen internasional di umur 16 tahun.
16 tahun, Bob.
16 tahun.
Bobby ngapain di umur 16 itu, Bob?
Saya masih main gunduk ya.
Bob, nggak cuma 2 pemain itu.
Betul
ada
sekali.
satu lagi pemain yang tentunya kalau kita membahas Hafi, dikenal dengan salah satu pemain dengan smash terbaik, terkeras di lapangan nih.
Betul sekali.
Ini fun fact-nya dia bisa mukul bola tuh sampai keluar lapangan. Bob.
Smashnya kenceng banget kalau gitu ya. Tapi nggak cuma dia aja, kita juga punya Tino Libak, mencetak sejarah sebagai pemain termuda yang pernah mencapai final turnamen World Padel Tour di usianya yang ke-17 tahun.
Wow.
Yang tadi 16 tahun,
Ini
sekarang
17
tahun.
Bob, kita kan tadi sudah bahas nih tentang kedua tim yang akan bertanding sesaat lagi.
Betul sekali.
Melihat kedua tim ini, Bob, menurut kamu gimana, Bob?
Jadi, Jelita ya, singkatnya adalah ini adalah duel otak versus tenaga nih ya. Tim Rapanadal akan bermain taktis dengan chemistry lama mereka.
Yes.
Betul ya. Dan 11-11 mungkin akan mencoba untuk memborbardir nih lapangan dengan power smash-nya Happy Garrido nih.
Wow.
Keren sih.
Oke, Slot Friend dan juga Bobby,
Yes.
kita akan langsung saja mulai match pertama. Ini dia.
Presentamos a sus jugadores, Alex Ruiz Franco. They sleeping on me, this is perjury. You making nobody else heard it. You tell it that the pregnant beef for the surgery. Killing it, they ain't gotta gas me up. Doing myself on trips, flaunting my wins. I do it on purpose. Playing with you till you down to the circus. Ambos jugadores pertenecen al equipo 11-11.
Beginning of the matches, you see, even the top pros just they make a few errors. Really, like it's quite unlike a tennis or other sports where you come out of the gates really fast. It's almost you just got to play your way into the game.
And the court as well, getting used to that in the first bits. I mean, they might have had a couple of moments of warm-up and getting used to it, but they play on so many different types of courts all season. So are they just feeling it out a little bit in these first couple of shots as well?
Definitely. And the condition will change. I mean, we're here in Madrid with altitude, but it's the middle of winter, so you've got a faster because of the altitude, slower because it's a little bit cold. We just work how it is. The hard off that back glass from Garrido there, finding the angle.
wasting no time at all, getting on with his serve. This game.
Garrido there, just overhitting the lob. Again, something we see quite early on in these matches, the pros doing that. They're really just finding their range with the lob. Not seen as a bad error at this stage.
Stupachuk, of course, will switch ends in the Hexagon Cup. Last year, it was the crew panel team, Sergio Aguero's team, who took home the trophy. And a massive jump there. Hit the por cuatro. Again, that athleticism is so impressive.
And that's an example of Alex Ruiz's smash just not quite going high enough back to his side, and Garrido managed to get on top of the ball. Maybe chipped a nail on the way. Ball stayed low off the serve. So much slice, and that's also probably the bounce of a new court. When that gets laid there, sometimes it can take a little bit of time for that bounce.
And Harry Garrido he went off to wipe his hand there. He must have caught his finger because he looks a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh, what defending there. Wow, and he's nearly even had that one. Back so good in that corner. He just seems to get so low. He's like an elastic player. Look at that, through his legs to defend that ball. He was a bit unlucky that clipped the net, because he would have, if that had gone almost anywhere else on his side, he probably would have got to it.
Yeah, Stupa just hit that with so much power that it almost was only going to go over. Lovely ball down the line there. The gap opens up, masterfully fed through.
Garrido and Leibach have really played themselves back into this match now. 4-all, 30-all. They were looking like they were kind of lower on the momentum side earlier, but definitely got it back.
And we're at 4 games all, scoring in terms of sets, the same as in tennis, it's first to 6 games. It's 2 clear games, and we will go to a tie break if it is 6-all.
What a volley from Stupa there, blocking that overhead. Done. So fast there, Stupa to get into position, and that's one of the dangers of when you come across like that, Leibach, and hit an aggressive lever. If the person does block it into your space, then you're in a little bit of trouble.
So Franco Stupachuk, Alex Ruiz lead 5 games to 4. He'll need to get a break in the next game if they want to take this first set 6-4. And some words from Rodrigo y Carlos Bozzoni on the bench. Let's listen in.
Tino, con la bola por acá nos quema, nos incendia. ¿Vale? Entonces, que le tenga que dar un paso. Donde da un paso, la calidad le pierde. ¿Vale? Entonces, tenemos que buscar esa línea.
So finding the line, upping the quality, upping the rhythm a little bit more is what Carlos Bozzoni is giving the advice to his players, kind of 3 eye behind listening in.
Must be quite difficult with 2 coaches there, because they probably have 2 quite different styles of coaching, and to have 2 such experienced coaches on the side must be difficult for them.
Tiempo.
And I think this is probably a Stupa heat map as opposed to Alex Ruiz, because I don't think he spent that time on that side. But Stupa, as you can see, spending a lot of time at the net there, or as much as they can.
Vamos a seguir con intensidad en la volea. Cuidado ahora que salga, que no se entren. A lo mejor tiran y se meten, ¿vale? Pero en la víbora, cuando estás tirando la víbora, ten cuidado que le están dando muy fuerte. A lo mejor ¿piensas que se te viene o no? ¿Piensas que se te viene? Yo tanto viene, pero hace como se va.
Víbora, so let's see if Garrido and Libac are able to execute that strategy a little bit more. Starts with a huge smash from Javi Garrido, but it doesn't quite come across, and that is excellent from Alex Ruiz, who watches it as cool as ever, and the tiniest little touch.
And the reason it went so high is it came off the top of the glass. Very accurately played there from Wiz, and great defending from them now. Beautiful angle on that 3-meter smash from Libac. It meant that Ruiz could get out the court, but because he was so close to the fence, very difficult for him to almost turn right and get it.
Great lob from Ruiz, and that lob we see played a huge amount in games, but it's got to be far to the back of the court, precise, close to the glass, because those short ones are very tricky, aren't they? Easy for your opponents to come and attack down on.
Yeah, the lob is such a huge part of the game, both at this level but also at the amateur club level. We talked about this at the start of the match. Oh, breakdown in communication from Super and Ruiz there. They both thought the other one was going to take it. But we talked about it at the beginning of making the mistakes. And you see now the length of the rallies, the players, like these mistakes have gone almost down to 0. And look at that. And that's one of the disadvantages of having a lefty as well, in that it could be either of theirs.
They both went for it and thought, oh, I'm going to go for that, and then both thought at the same time, nope, it's going to be the other one. And it's so important, that communication, especially for these players who, you know, they're not regular pairings. You might have had Stupa and Ruiz play together at prolonged periods throughout seasons, but they haven't played together since, or properly, since 2022. And we'll need to, throughout these next 5 days, get back up to speed on how they like to communicate on court, how they like to speak to each other.
Oh, Stupa is everywhere.
Oh, no. Got Alex Ruiz.
Just clipped Alex Ruiz on the backside on the way through. Stupa did a phenomenal job in that point, keeping it alive.
Garrido having a little chuckle to himself there. Showing the good nature alongside the competitiveness, hey?
Right, they're really a big group of friends, really, the players at this top level. Been with each other almost out of juniors.
Juego Garrido-Libac, 6 juegos iguales, tiebreak.
Tiebreak of the tournament. This tiebreak, though, is just a tiebreak to 7. You've got to win by 2 clear points. Not the same as the super tiebreak to 10 points if it goes a set all.
So Stupa will serve first, and we just count in points. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the first point here in the tiebreak will go to Stupa and Ruiz. Good
offensive play there from Stupa and Ruiz. And this tie break's so important, the start, like the first few points, try and carry some momentum. So he's gone for it, and that is a big smash from Garrido. Clearing Ruiz by a considerable margin there. Nice combination of power and kick. You see the way he's brushing up that ball, creating so much topspin on the shot.
And using that serve so well. Javi Garrido, as soon as he served, he was right in, poised on his toes, ready for the volley.
Important to note that if you are playing this recreationally, you also need to serve and come to net. It's a big part of the game, as we said earlier, keeping the net position, and so important you can do that straight away if you're serving.
And important as well that your teammate comes with you, right? That you're always.
Well, they should already be there. Yeah, they would already be at net, and you'd go up to join them, hopefully.
Good patience from Garrido. Excellent lob. Skips off the net into the cage from Ruiz.
Exactly back, and Garrido have got that momentum we talked about at the beginning of the tiebreak, and they really fought for that point. Great defending from both. Ruiz a bit unlucky. The Bajada just clipping the net cord, taking it out. Oh, unforced error there from Alex Ruiz. Not what you want when you're 3-1 down in the tiebreak.
No, so Livac and Garrido are storming ahead a little here. Remember, first to 7. With 2 clear points in this tiebreak. If they can do that, then they'll win this first set, and it's best of 3 sets, but our third set would be a super tiebreak, which means a little bit similar to a normal tiebreak, but first to 10. And a quick change of ends, but it's Livac and Garrido who are well ahead here, and all the pressure at the moment is on Franco Stupacuk and Alex Ruiz. No chat from the coaches.
Yeah, no, a little bit of work to do now for Stupa and Ruiz here. 5-1 down. I mean, it's not out of reach, but their opponents are only 2 points away.
Por favor, durante el juego mantengan silencio con respeto a los jugadores. Gracias.
Just a word from the chair umpire saying that during the points, if the people in the stadium could be silent out of respect of the players.
Ooh.
Silencio, por favor.
So Ruiz and Stupacuk will have to try and find a break, but everything at the moment is telling me that Livac and Garrido will give this absolutely everything. There's those back and forth, the volleys at the net where the pressure builds with every touch, and it's into the net from Stupa, just a little bit low on the racket angle.
Garrido did well to put a bit of heat on that last one. Garrido's really come into this match with confidence, which is good to see. We talked earlier about, you know, the off-season being a bit of a factor, and it looks like he's had a good off-season.
Of course, not confirmed who Garrido will play with in 2026. Rumours he could be with Lucas Bergamini. Nothing confirmed. It's that big moment in the circuit where the rumour mill is flying around. Of course, some pairs confirmed breaking up, some pairs confirmed coming together, but we won't officially know until that first draw of the main season is out.
Nothing's official until they sign up for the tournament, really. I mean, I think there's time to change. But as a player, you would want to be settled by now, or at least know in yourselves, so you can build some confidence with your partner, do some off-season training with them. Oh, what a shot from Lirak across the net there. Read it so well for the 3 meters. He was out the court. Fine margin. We're going to have a nice look from this angle. Right across the net cord.
It almost skims across the top of the net. That is exceptional.
Interestingly, had that kept on the net cord and bounced out of the other side, that would have been out. It has to bounce in the opponent's perimeter of the court.
What a moment. Patino Lee back, and then Stupa can't get there. On the smash from Garrido, it's 5 games all.
That was a very...
So it did hit the court first, rather than the cage first, and it is 5-2 to Libac and Garrido. Smash from Libac, and Alex Ruiz just seemed to... Oh, he was there, he just maybe mistimed it a little bit.
Yeah, he was, and it's difficult. He was almost moving forward and trying to play it high on the backhand. It was a great smash from Libac.
Set point for Libac and Garrido. They missed the first one, but they will have 3 more chances as they lead 6-3.
Danny Homidez looking on, wanting his team to get across the line for this first set. Good power off the vibra there from Alex Ruiz, and the block from Libac just sailing into the glass, and point by point they're clawing their way back into this tiebreak.
They've just got to hold their nerve, don't they? And Libac and Garrido, they're 1 point away from taking this first set. But Ruiz and Stupa, by no doubt, will fight, but that is out on the return from Alex Ruiz. And so it is Libac and Garrido who will take this first set. 7-6, winning that tiebreak. Tense at times, but almost neck and neck the whole way through in that second half. Especially, they came back fighting.
Nah Bob, kita sudah melihat bagaimana set pertama berlangsung. Menarik banget ya, penuh tekanan ini dari 11-11.
Betul sekali. Dan kita juga bisa melihat bahwa kedua tim saling kejar-kejaran poin tentunya.
Betul sekali.
Tadi juga sempat ada replay moment di mana tim 1 dan tim 2 berpikir bahwa bolanya masuk atau keluar, tapi ternyata masuk, yang sampai akhirnya membuat yang sesi pertama ini, match pertama ini dimenangkan oleh 11-11 dengan 6-7.
Dan kita juga akan melihat bagaimana nanti di set kedua, Bob. Apakah tim 11-11 masih mendominasi untuk pertandingan melawan dengan Rafa Nadal ini?
Saya ganti tim kayak.
Karena melihat set pertama ini ya, tapi jangan buru-buru dulu, Bob. Karena masih ada set kedua, kita masih meraba-raba bagaimana pertandingan di babak kedua nanti ya. Yang 11-11 berhadapan dengan Rafa Nadal. Khususnya ini ada Stu.
Betul sekali.
Siapa tahu Stu mempunyai respon atau effort untuk membalas kekalahannya.
Betul sekali.
Sangat tipis, 6-7.
6-7, tinggal 1 poin lagi.
Yes. Seperti apa ya akan kita lihat nanti. Di set pertama berhasil dimenangkan oleh 11-11 melalui tie break karena poinnya saling kejar-kejaran.
Betul sekali.
Nah, lantas seperti apa set kedua nanti, Bob? Apakah Rafa Nadal mampu keluar dari tekanan 11-11?
Oh, kita lihat
atau
nanti.
Langsung saja set kedua.
And we're going to turn things around. Coming in, we get new balls at certain points throughout the game. Why do the balls change? What's the benefit of having new balls during a match?
Well, when you get a new ball and you're playing with that ball, the more you play with it, it's almost like the lower the pressure within the ball gets, and you end up, the fuzz or the fur ends up kind of getting slightly frayed as well, and therefore the ball actually slows down the more it's used. And so at this pro level, they're often changing them in intervals to make sure that they are keeping almost the performance as high as they can. And really the difference between paddle balls and tennis balls have more pressure, so they will be going faster on the court. They're also ever so slightly larger tennis balls in terms of the diameter. You could, at a club level, probably get away with playing tennis balls. It would just be quicker than you would expect from paddle balls. Would make your smash better as well if anyone's looking to get a bit more power on the smash.
Great lob from Liebach. Now up at the net, defending very well again. Well watched on the cross court from Garrido. Stupa comes in. And the Portres. All the way out of the court. Even if they'd anticipated that, they weren't getting near that one.
And I think when they're talking about lobbing to Garrido there, you saw like a slightly faster lob there. Instead of going high, because high allows him to get underneath that ball, and he's obviously confident at the moment going for the big smash, but the faster one, he has to move and can't quite set his base, and so he'll use a Vibra or a Bandeca or Rouleau more often. I think that's probably going to be their tactic with him.
Oh, that's a bit unlucky for Ruiz. It thought about which way it was going to land over the net.
Another error from Ruiz. He doesn't want that 30 all. That was a setup, really, going for that chancletazo with the volley.
You almost think in that moment, you know, don't try and be the hero with the big winning shot.
Yeah, it's difficult though. At this level, you almost can't play it safe. You've got to take your chances while you can. And I just think, you mentioned it earlier, I think the mistakes from Ruiz here are almost making the difference. Good smash from Liebach. Well reached from Ruiz there to keep it down.
And another into the net from Alex Ruiz, and it's a second break in this second set for Garrido and Liebach, who lead very dangerously indeed. 4 games to love.
And Liebach Garrido just looking very in sync for a pair that don't play together. They're looking very comfortable. I think the games complement each other well. Looks like they're having fun on court. Oh, an ace. Don't often see an ace in the game. Maybe took a skid off the glass, but...
Very rare indeed.
They will take that as a freebie.
And I wonder, that was towards Alex Ruiz, whether those errors in his game just dropped his confidence perhaps a little bit as he's gone throughout, and maybe needs to dig really deep here to pull himself out of that little rut, perhaps.
I think he definitely needs to improve his confidence. I don't know whether that would have led to the missing of the ball on the return. I mean, the pros, it's funny, the return is something that is just such a simple part of the game. It's a big smash from Stupa there. That's what they need more of.
Primer servicio.
Excellent volleys from Liebach.
He's reached it. Well done, Stupa, for reaching it. Ooh, fast, rapid fire from Ruiz. Well played. And here's their break-back opportunity.
15-40.
Much better from Stupa. and Ruiz in game number 5 of this second set.
That smash was just enough to get over the jumping stupa. Faster and a little bit flatter, more power on that one. Wasn't far off though, an inch or two.
The determination on Javi Garrido's face. Can they save another break, take it to golden point? They've got them running. Ruiz is there. And Ruiz and Stupa get the break. What a block that one from Alex Ruiz, down at his feet. Stepping forward, mounting the pressure with every point, and we can see now. This looks like it's Javi Garrido on the left-hand side.
Yeah, on the left, and again you're seeing, you know, red zone around that net post, that net position, the second post. Mostly seeing it, the heat map really from net to back court.
And so at 5-3 to Livac and Garrido, Javi Garrido serving for the match. And a good start at 15-love.
Risky approach there from Ruiz, really. Wasn't a great Chiquita to come in behind. Powerful Libra there from Livac on that cross. Too much for the block.
Everything in Garrido and Livac's favour. 14-11-11 for Vilangori and Dani Jimenez. Great serve over to the glass from Garrido. And he is right there to set up not 1, but 4 match points.
Really attacking well at net. Look at this. Read it quickly and goes for it. Great fake from Stupa there. Oh. And even though Alex hit that slightly and it went into the corner, it still did the job.
So still 3 match points for Garrido and Livac. Can they hold their nerve? Or can Ruiz and Stupa start the comeback?
What a smash there from Garrido there. He's had a fantastic game. This aggressive overheads, and look how pumped he is for him and his partner in Team 11.
What a win for Javi Garrido and Dino Livac. 7-6, 6-3. They take the first points for Team 11-11 of the Generali Hexagon Cup 2026. A thoroughly well-deserved win for 2 players that played out their skin. They were on such good form. And Sandy, who would be your MVP, your player of the match today?
Well, I think it's got to be the man who's hitting the ball into the crowd at the moment, Javi Garrido. I think Tino Livac also played a great game, but for me, Garrido, he really found his form, found his confidence with his overheads.
Jadi Bob, di match pertama ini dimenangkan oleh 11-11. Sesuai prediksi ya, karena di awal tadi sudah mendominasi, di set kedua juga dia bisa menampilkan penampilan yang luar biasa, tancap gas dari awal. Tenang Bob, karena masih ada match-match berikutnya, 2 match lagi. Jangan buru-buru untuk menentukan pilihan dulu.
Oke.
Setelah yang satu ini. Kembali lagi di Hexagon Cup 2026. Gimana Bob? Masih dengan semangat yang sama?
Masih dengan semangat yang sama saya hari ini ya.
Yes, tentunya karena kita memasuki match kedua Bob. Semakin panas.
Semakin panas.
Ini kita tadi sudah menyaksikan Pro Male.
Betul sekali.
Dan dimenangkan oleh 11-11.
Betul
Sekarang
sekali.
kita akan menyaksikan Pro Female. Antara kru padel dan juga 11-11 Bob.
Betul sekali. Kira-kira jagoan kamu siapa?
Aduh, kita akan melihat dulu 2 tim yang akan bertanding.
Betul.
Dari kru padel ada Sofia Araujo
Yes.
dan Claudia Jensen.
Betul sekali.
Terus 11-11 ada Paula Jose Maria dan juga Alejandra Alonso.
Seperti yang kita lihat, Sofia ya dikenal dengan pukulan overhead yang sangat keras tentunya. Salah satu yang terkuat di kategori wanita.
Oke. Dan kita juga melihat pemain yang berdampingan dengan Sofia Araujo.
Yes.
Ada Claudia Jensen, pemain
Betul.
muda ini pertama yang berhasil menembus jajaran elit dunia.
Luar biasa sekali. Nggak cuma itu saja, Paula Jose Maria dijuluki Paulita Dinamita. Karena kekuatannya yang meledak-ledak meskipun posturnya yang mungil.
Wow.
Tentunya.
Oke.
Dan tentunya kita juga punya Alejandra Alonso.
Yes.
Bintang masa depan Spanyol yang punya pertahanan sangat rapat dan sulit untuk ditembus.
Tentunya, Bob. Kalau gitu, kita langsung aja ke arena untuk melihat match yang kedua antara kru padel yang berhadapan dengan 11-11. Ini dia. Alonso, only 19 years old, but ranked at number 11 in the world. Paula Jose Maria ranked at number 3 in the Fit World ranking, but of course was number 1 in the world, alongside Ari Sanchez since 2023, and just lost that battle.
High intensity.
And again, it's so good and so precise, right up near the glass, and that volley just came off at the wrong angle.
Good power off that bajada from Sofia there, making it difficult for her opponent to control.
And as we saw in that first game, Sam, we'll probably just see the players easing into this first game a little. We were here yesterday and saw to the court playing a couple of sequences and pieces of training.
One thing I'm always impressed with when I go to these events is the practice court and what the players do on the practice court. And you would think, you know, as a player that they're just, you know, playing points, but actually they spend the majority of their time like almost getting a range on their shots, doing some drills with their partners, whether it's on a cross court or down the line, building up rhythm.
And a good start for Jensen and Araujo. And it's an interesting point there because they play on so many different courts throughout the season. You might have, you know, relatively slow courts, relatively quick courts, and conditions from the weather to the altitude can all make a difference, right, in how that court is playing.
Well, I think, you know, not a complaint, but a comment for paddle is that...
And it is Maria Jensen who kicks us off in this match with her serve.
It's attacking volleys from Jensen down that line. And we saw this in the last game as well. On this court, you have to be offensive at net, high intensity.
And again, it's so good and so precise, right up near the glass, and that volley just came off at the wrong angle.
Good power off that Bajada from Sofia there, making it difficult for her opponent to control.
And as we saw in that first game, Sam, we'll probably just see the players easing into this first game a little. We were here yesterday and saw Claudia Jensen, Sophie Araujo just getting a bit used to the court, playing a couple of sequences and pieces of training.
One thing I'm always impressed with when I go to these events is the practice court and what the players do on the practice court. And you would think, you know, as a player that they're just, you know, playing points, but actually they spend the majority of their time like almost getting a range on their shots, doing some drills with their partners, whether it's on a cross court or down the line, building up rhythm.
And a good start for Jensen and Araujo. And it's an interesting point there because they play on so many different courts throughout the season. You might have, you know, relatively slow courts, relatively quick courts, and conditions from the weather to the altitude can all make a difference, right, in how that court is playing.
Well, I think, you know, not a complaint, but a comment for paddle is that it's always the same court, always the same surface. And why is it not like tennis where you have the Grand Slams on different surfaces, and here it is the same surface. Okay, now, you know, you can change the colour, but it would be a very, very similar surface. But as you rightly said, the conditions, the temperature, the altitude, indoor, outdoor, like it does make quite a big impact for the players when they go to a new tournament. So they do need to play themselves in. And now theoretically, should they rush, which is a new rule with Premier.
Sport Friend, kita sudah melihat bagaimana set pertama berlangsung. Nah, set pertama ini terlihat kejar-kejaran ya, Bobby ya. Poinnya sangat terasa, tapi akhirnya kru padel berhasil menunjukkan dominasinya hingga akhir set 1. Dan Sport Friends, set pertama dimenangkan oleh kru padel. Luar biasa ya.
Kru padel.
Tapi jangan buru-buru dulu karena kita masih akan melihat bagaimana di set kedua. Lantas bagaimana nih? Apakah 11-11 akan memberikan respon karena ketertinggalannya di set pertama atau kru padel makin mengganas di set kedua nanti ya?
Saya penasaran sih itu.
Betul sekali. Kita akan melihat bersama bagaimana di set kedua. Ini dia.
Opponents down here, like Paula and Alonso really like have it within them to bring this back, and you often see a little bit of a seesaw in these type of matches. So I think there's everything to play for.
And particularly with someone like Paula Jose Maria, who has 46 career titles to her name and held that #1 spot in the world rankings since 2023 and was in that battle all year alongside Ali Sanchez against Gemma Triay and Delfina Brea, who managed to take away that top spot. Delphi Brea, of course, becoming the first Argentinian woman to hold the #1 spot in over a decade. and they held on to it right to the end. A double fault for Paula José María.
Don't often see that, particularly from the ex-world number one.
And they were saying on that coaching bench in the set break towards José María and Alonso to get Sofía Araujo playing much more at the back of the court. They recognise that she's a danger when she's up at the net with those volleys and with those attacking víboras. So let's see if they can push her a little bit further back. Will they perhaps play a little bit more towards Jensen? That's often a strategy that we see, right? Trying to play a lot more towards one player. Maybe if they're not having the best game, or they recognise that they're the weaker out of the two. There's a fantastic phrase about putting a player in the fridge, which yes. I love.
Yeah, putting them in the fridge means really not hitting the ball to them, and I think at this level it will differ at net versus at the back. And I think the problem they're having is that Sofía presses up the court quite quickly, and Jensen is very comfortable playing behind her, and so they end up playing to Jensen while Sofía gets a good front court position. You're seeing her doing that a little bit now, and when she's up there, she can be so dangerous.
She just finds that gap past what is the backhand of Paula José María, and a breakpoint opportunity.
Change, fake overhead there from Paula to play it soft down the middle, leading to break point at the start of this second set. I mean, sorry, golden point.
Claudia Jensen has opted to return this golden point from José María. An excellent serve down into the corner, off the glass.
Lovely Bahara, and through the legs there from Claudia, but enough from Paula. Sees it off.
And Claudia Jensen, one of the most entertaining players to watch. Someone that loves a through the leg shot, loves a behind the back shot, you're right. And you said earlier, it's unpredictable. She just couldn't get on that one from José María.
Yeah, she just didn't quite hit the through the legs high enough or deep enough.
And the dynamite explosive finish from José María. Good lob from Araujo, but with the defence, it's into the hands of Paula José María with the dynamite at the net.
So quick from Paula to read that situation and be on top of it.
It is definitely not over.
Oh, lovely speed there from Claudia Jensen. Softly finding the gap.
And such classy deception on that as well, right? Turning her racket at the last moment. It's clever.
Like I said before, she's got so much disguise on her shots.
Men's team from Crew Paddle. Great to see them supporting each other. That's one of the fantastic things about this team aspect of the tournament, that they're out here cheering each other on. Of course, it will all come down to how many points that the teams accumulate over their 8 matches across those qualification stages. They play 3 men's, 3 women's and 2 next gen, trying to pick up as many points as possible. 8-5 José Maria is saying Sophie's coming. She's a little bit lucky. Ali Alonso. You can see Javi Garrido in the sunglasses behind the coaching bench, cheering on Team 1111. What a comeback at first part from Sofia Araujo, but here is the comeback from José Maria Alonso.
Change there from Paula, forcing that easy ball. Por Cuatro there, very nicely done.
They were down 8-5. They've clawed it back to 8-7. Bandeja from Araujo wins the net.
What a shot there from Sofia, change direction. Going down the line.
And at 9-7, match point to crew paddle team for Jensen Araujo.
So close. That was their moment. Let's hope they don't live to regret it.
They've got another chance. The music and tension is high in the Caja Mágica. José Maria takes her time, bouncing the ball for the serve. In comes Ali Alonso with the smash all the way over the net. They've saved another match point.
It's a bit of a short, tentative lob there from Sofia. Almost didn't commit to it. Good power from Alonso there. I know it might be one of these tie breaks you were hoping for, Emily, that goes the distance.
Sport Friends, set kedua sudah berakhir dengan dominasi dari 11-11. Gimana melihat ini, Bob?
Jadi kalau misalnya kita lihat di pada set kedua ya, 11-11 berhasil mengejar ketertinggalan dan terus menunjukkan konsistensi permainan hingga bisa memenangkan set yang kedua dengan skor 3-6 untuk 11-11.
Lumayan ya, setengah dari poin ketertinggalan itu belum bisa dikejar oleh klub padahal di set pertama tadi mereka lumayan mendominasi 11-11. Gimana Sport Friend? Kira-kira di set ketiga nanti akan jadi milik siapa? 11-11 kah atau klub padel?
Wah, kita nggak tahu.
Langsung saja kita mulai set ketiga.
Mostly in favour of Alonso José Maria until those last couple of games of the second. And a tie-break now, 9-9. A reminder, it is the first to 10, but that has to be by 2 clear points. So this will at least now have to be 11-9.
Great defending from Sofia. Oh, she's done so well to keep that ball alive. And they're back in it.
So they have turned this around. Could José Maria Alonso take home the win?
Nice fake from Paula there, putting Jensen under pressure on the cross, and she's got the easy finish.
Easy finish. Ali Alonso is celebrating before José Maria even hit that shot all the way. It comes over the net, and it is.
Sport Friends dan juga Bob, set ketiga ketiga sudah usai, berarti match kedua ini antara kru padel dan juga 11-11 berakhir dengan pemenangnya 11-11.
Betul sekali.
Wah.
Aduh, luar biasa sih. Tapi kalau menurut saya di match kedua ini ya, permainan Paula tuh dari mulai permainan dan juga mentalnya tuh benar-benar menyelamatkan 11-11 sih.
Betul sekali.
Jadi kalau menurut saya ya Paula pantas lah mendapatkan MVP di match ini.
Dan match kedua antara kru padel yang berhadapan dengan 11-11 dimenangkan oleh 11-11. Wow. Kira-kira nanti akan seperti apa ya di match ketiga? Siapa menghadapi siapa? Tentu penasaran ya?
Saya penasaran.
Jangan kemana-mana, tetaplah di Generali Hexagon Cup 2026. Sport Friends, kembali lagi di Hexagon Cup 2026. Atmosfer di arena semakin luar biasa ya, Bob ya?
Betul sekali.
Karena kita akan segera menyaksikan salah satu laga paling dinantikan di kategori wanita.
Luar biasa sekali.
Ini pemain nomor 1 dunia dan ini wanita. Marta Ortega.
Dan inilah mereka, tim tuan rumah yang didukung penuh oleh publik Madrid. Tim dari Rafa Nadal Academy, sang dokter Marta Ortega dan juga sang mesin smash Gemma Trie.
Yes, dan kita juga punya nih sang Magic Ari, ialah Ariana Sanchez, karena akurasi penempatan bolanya yang dianggap paling presisi di dunia nih, Bob.
Betul sekali.
Dan dia jarang sekali membuat kesalahan sendiri. Menarik banget kan?
Menarik sekali ini.
Dan Andrea Ustero ini adalah salah satu pemain termuda yang menduduki peringkat elit dan masih berusia 18 tahun loh, Bob.
18 tahun.
Baiklah Bob dan juga Sport Friends, kita akan langsung saja menyaksikan match ketiga. Ini dia.
We get there, maybe they're just taking advantage of having a bit of a rest, maybe keeping a bit warmer as well. And off we go though in match 3 of the day. Rafa Nadal Academy taking on RL9, and Ari Sanchez kicks us off with her service first.
I think like we've seen in the previous first 2 games, we're going to see players just getting used to the court. Remember, it's their first time playing a match on this court. It's a good smash from Ari, but not enough. Gemma's come across to tap it out.
And Gemma being such a tall player, those long limbs, they help you. I mean, she doesn't really have to stretch that far to get it out. She's got such excellent court coverage.
Well, I think she does that so well as well. Moves forward. So much of that shot itself is reading the ball. Rouleau from Ari down to the feet of Gemma. Unforced error from Ari. Don't see many of those, and I'm sure we won't see that many once she gets in the swing of things.
A whopping 53 career titles, 17 of them with Premier Padel, 35 with the former World Padel Tour, and of course a World Cup Pairs champion, that new tournament that entered the international calendar in 2025. It was an emotional farewell between her and Paula José María at the end of the season. A pair that dominated that #1 spot for 3 years. Bajada from Marta Ortega, down into the net.
Good pick up from Marta there off a difficult vibra from Ustero. A lob from Ari off again another difficult ball. Ooh, almost like a lob. A lob overhead there.
Hard to define that one in particular. But the first game goes to Ustero and Sanchez as they lead on serve 1-0 as the
Sport Friends, pada set pertama ini RL9 dengan Ariana dan Andrea langsung menunjukkan kemampuannya nih, Bob.
Betul sekali. Ya, tadi juga kita sudah lihat bahwa si RL9 itu effortless banget game to game-nya. Jadi kayak main smash, and then smash, kayak nggak pakai beban gitu ya.
Benar sekali.
Biasa,
mereka sangat mendominasi ya dari awal pertandingan sampai akhir. Sayang sekali Rafa Nadal belum bisa mengimbangi di set pertama ya. Tapi kita akan makin penasaran nih bagaimana jalannya pertandingan di set kedua nanti.
Betul sekali. Apakah set kedua kira-kira RL9 masih punya
semangat
ambisi
yang sama
atau semangat
ya?
yang sama atau mungkin akan dikejar sama Rafa Nadal tentunya ya?
Iya, betul sekali. Langsung saja kita akan menyaksikan set kedua untuk pertandingan yang ketiga.
short lob on the return from Ortega. Cross court from Drea, and Ustero tries to go behind the back.
Well, it happened a little bit like this in the previous match, didn't it? We talked about a bit of a seesaw. And Ari has other ideas, though, with that nice attacking forehand volley. So much of finishing a match off is concentration and keeping up the intensity. An unforced error again on that smash from Andrea. When you play them, you've almost got to think, right, I've just got to stay in this. Like, okay, there's going to be some amazing winners, but there's also going to be some gifts, some presents that come my way. So I've just got to keep fighting. And I think that's what Master and Gemma are doing.
And they're doing well. The volley's coming at them. For Marie and Ustero, and that. Not the moment for Ortega and Drea. So that's a net first serve, Freddy Sanchez.
That's a great volley from Ari Sanchez. In between, I'd say a forced and unforced error from Marta here that sets up a couple more match points.
Ortega saved it before. Can they do it this time? Volley down the middle from Sanchez. Coming in again.
That's short, and that could be trouble. Just there on the end of it, it is trouble. Set match for RL9. They just dominated that match, really, didn't they? From start to finish, Ustero was fantastic.
Absolutely, they were in control. They settled in after that.
Bob, kita sudah melihat nih di set kedua. Sudah berlangsung pertandingannya. Gimana melihat pertandingan tadi, Bob?
Aduh, jujur saya belum siap menerima hasilnya. Karena jagoan saya, Marta Ortega, aduh.
Belum bisa ya?
Belum bisa
menyusul ketertinggalannya.
Belum bisa menambah poin, tapi ya kita juga nggak bisa pungkiri bahwa RL9 juga lagi bersinar juga tentunya dengan timnya mereka.
Betul sekali.
Tapi jujur saya belum siap sih dengan hasil yang kayak gini. Aduh.
Yes, karena ini berhadapan dengan Ariana Sanchez serta Andrea. Nah, ini pertandingan yang sangat menarik sebenarnya, Bob. Karena Ariana Sanchez dan juga Ortega bertemu.
Betul.
Tapi kita lihat bersama bahwa yang lebih unggul sekarang adalah Ariana Sanchez. Luar biasa ini ya, Bob ya, hasil dari pertandingan di set kedua ini.
Sungguh prediksi yang salah.
Prediksi yang tidak disangka-sangka ya, Bob ya.
Betul sekali. Aduh.
Luar biasa sekali, Bob. 3 pertandingan penuh drama telah kita selesaikan di hari pertama Hexagon Cup 2026 ini ya.
Betul sekali, deg-degan. Di luar dari prediksi BMKG ternyata jagoan saya nggak menang hari ini, tapi nggak apa-apa ya. Mungkin jagoannya teman-teman di rumah itu yang menang tentunya ya.
Yes, jangan lewatkan juga tentunya, Bob, keseruan kita di hari kedua besok. Karena tensi pertandingan dipastikan akan semakin memuncak dan semakin memanas nih, Bob. Nah,
besok nonton bareng kali kita ya.
Ayo, kita nonton bareng lagi. Makasih ya, Bob, udah temenin aku nonton
Sama-sama.
di hari pertama ini. Dan besok jangan sampai kelewatan. Karena ada match dari ranking pertama pria, yaitu Agustin Tapia, dan juga ranking pertama wanita, yaitu Delphi Brea. Gimana, Bob? Semakin penasaran kan?
Semakin penasaran besok.
Akan seperti apa kira-kira pertandingan besok di day 2? Makanya jangan lewatkan Generali Hexagon Cup 2026 besok. Dan saya Jelita Gabriela.
Dan saya Babi Teguh.
Pamit undur diri. Bye!